Right, I have a carp in my hands. Not been here too long, so pleased to get off the mark. Got 3 nights to go, and looking forward to it now actually. Not a bad little start. Little stocky of about probably £10. Little male, he is all rough skinned. Definitely had a little go in the last couple of weeks. He's not looking very full. But yeah, got 3 nights to go. I did come down for a night during the week. Mrs. turfed me out. She gets really hot, I get really hot, and yeah, I wasn't welcome in the bed, so I got sent down here. Got here about midnight. Fished jigs through the night and didn't catch anything, so glad to have come back and nicked this little dude nice and quick. 3 nights to go, plenty of time to catch that big one. Hopefully I will. Well, the weather's turned on its head since this morning. It's absolutely chucking it down now. Looks really good, to be fair. You see how warm the water is. There's mist rising up off the lake as the rain's hitting it. It does really look good. And I've gone and caught another one, which is absolutely fantastic news. I have to wait till this rain stops and we'll get him out and have a little looky. It's an original, little common, looks about £15. But as always, it's absolutely beautiful. Well, it rained and rained and rained and rained and rained while that fish sat in the net yesterday. It looked wicked though, looked really, really cool. Especially once the rain stopped, like there was thick layer of steam all over the lake. Did look really good. And just after it stopped raining, I started to see a few fish up the other end. Like, I had a good idea they'd be there, there are quite a lot. But yeah, that sort of injection of oxygen just caused a couple to poke the reds out, and I see a good fish up there. So I hung it out in my swim for probably another couple of hours after I sorted that little common out, and it was a beautiful little carp that. Like, I'm really, really pleased with that one. Such lovely colours and that, and just again perfect little males. Yeah, so I moved up the other end after a couple of hours. Didn't catch anything in the first swim I fished. I probably spent 40 minutes in there, but I zipped up a tree, noticed a few half decent looking fish using a sort of small area of water on one of the other banks. So I moved around there, put 2 rods out, and probably, I don't know, 2 hours later, my right hand rod ripped off, and I had what I thought was going to be a really big fish on, to be fair. I landed it, it's 25, 26 pound, I'd guess. It's a repeat capture, I've had him before, but yeah, he went mental, and if I'd have lost it, I would have said that was one of the big ones, you know. So I hung it out in that swim, obviously, for another few hours, and at about 9 o'clock last night, I came back round into the swim I'm in now to get my rods out for the night. Had a bit of a nightmare, and I did get them out just on dark, so they were sweet, you know. I was rushed off his feet. I felt like they'd gone out badly, but in hindsight they were probably fine. And this morning at about 6, 7 o'clock, I've had another bite. So it's another stocky, quite small, I don't know, £12, but nice scaly one. So I'm going to have a cup of tea, wake myself up a bit. I'm absolutely knackered, and then we'll get him out and have a look. Well, I'm sure you'll all agree, that is a really cool little carp. Don't mind catching the stockies when they look like that. Big scales on his flank, absolutely wicked. Nice and dark on him. Right, well, the last 24 hours have been pretty uneventful. After I put that fish back, I sat it out for a little while and then basically moved up the other end of the lake, spent the rest of the day there. Didn't catch anything, but moved back down to the sort of swim I was in originally for the night, and the same again, didn't catch anything last night. I think a bit too much disturbance in that area, sort of consistently over a couple of days. They'll soon wise up and they've moved off. So I saw fish yesterday in areas, sort of what I call the summer areas, you know, spots that I haven't seen them in yet this year. Started to see them now, so that's good. And you know, I saw fish in the swim I'm in now, hence why I've moved in. You know, I do like this area. I haven't fished it yet this year, but basically I put one rod in the edge and one rod out in the lake. And the rod I put out in the lake, I put it in the area where I sort of expected to see fish. And since I put it out there, I've seen 3 shows, and they've all been within a rod length of that rig. So, you know, that's looking good. And yeah, I'm confident. You know, there were fish here yesterday. I've seen fish around that left-hand rod, so happy days really. It's meant to chuck it down with rain, but the sky's sort of cleared up a little bit, so maybe it won't. But we'll see. It's certainly looking good, and I'm pretty confident. Right, you'll notice I'm in a different swim again. Moved yesterday evening around about, I don't know, about 8 o'clock in the evening I moved. I actually lost a fish, unfortunately, yesterday at about 5 o'clock in the evening. The right-hand rod down the edge, hooked it, really powerful fish, and unfortunately done me around a branch, so I had to get in the water. I've got my rig and all that back. But yeah, lost the fish, bit of a shame. I think it was a stocky, I'm not too sure. I had a stocky sort of feeding about an hour beforehand, but what I actually hooked, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't fancy doing the night in that swim. Like, once I got in the water, I sort of discovered the snags were actually quite severe going under the bush. I thought the fish had sort of hooked the fish and it would kite down under the trees. I mean, a lot of people have been fishing that spot all night and stuff, but I just didn't fancy it at night time. You know, if it done me around a limb during the day, you know, in the night you've got no chance. So I thought I'd move, basically just move next door. And yeah, saw quite a few fish on dark, so did look good, but I haven't caught anything. And it's now time for me to go to work, but I'll be back on Sunday. Right, I'm back down the lake. It's a Monday this time. Normally I get here on a Sunday, but it was my birthday yesterday. I'm 25, so getting slowly old. And yeah, I did creep down on a Saturday, try and catch myself a nice early birthday present. Unfortunately I did. Caught one off the top, and what a fish. You know, you'll see from the pictures, it is absolutely awesome. Every time he surfaced while I was playing him and that, the old knees was trembling, and really didn't want to lose him. He beasted me as well. It took me ages to get him in, but thankfully I did. So that was my early birthday present. Like I say, went out the Saturday night, got a bit drunk like you do on your birthday, and it's now the Monday, so I'm back in situ. I got here about 9:30 this morning. I didn't set up till probably half 12, something like that. But a long time looking around, didn't see many fish at all, you know. In fact, I didn't see anything, nothing in the edges whatsoever. But I sort of stood in this swim where I sort of half fancied seeing a few fish. And I walked next door just to look at a different bit of water because I hadn't seen anything in here. Within 5 seconds, one boshed in front of here. So I come back round here, and within the next 15 or 20 minutes I saw another 2. So shot to the car, got my gear, got 2 rods out nice and quickly, just 1 cast on each rod so I don't spook them. And since then it's gone a bit mental, just like it did last week. I can't believe it really. Yeah, just like I did last week. It's kicked off from early on in the session. I've actually got 2 in the net, so mad. It's just carp fishing, I suppose. But yeah, basically I had a bite, landed it, got the rod straight back out there, and before I could even deal with that fish, it's gone again. So got 2 sat in the net, still fish shutting in front of me, and it's early days, so I'm proper buzzing. Hopefully we'll get a few more, but in the meantime, get the fish out and have a look. They're cool little carp. Well, here's the first one of the 2. Very, very long, very, very angry male. Cool fish. He's had a good clear out this one. I can't believe how skinny he is. But yeah, lovely fish. He's really cross this one, so I'm gonna get him back, get the other one out, which is a bit bigger. So this is number 2. It's all got a bit mad. Just as I was putting that last fish back, I had another bite, so I got another one in the net. It's one of the bigger stockies in the lake, this one. It's actually a recapture, so never mind on the recapture. Nice to get a few bites. Can't believe it, to be honest. It's probably kicking off. It's really starting to get into a few on it now, so I feel so close to that big one, but a long way to go yet.
But for now, buzzing, absolutely loving it. Cool fish. Right, well here's number 3. Cool little linear. I'm absolutely loving it. And my old mate Ben's just popped down as well, so get this little dude back, get the kettle on, hopefully catch a few more. Quick update before I lose the light. It's about 9 o'clock now, and basically since their last fish I haven't had any more. The fish seem to have pushed further out into the lake, you know, and I did follow them on the rods, you know, I recast them a bit longer, but for sort of 2 or 3 hours I haven't really seen that many fish sort of close to me, you know, well, like they were earlier on anyway. But in the last sort of 40 minutes or so I've seen 2 or 3 only 30-40 yards out, so they've not only come sort of back onto me, but they're right short again. See, I got one rod on where I caught the 3 fish from earlier, and I put the other rod quite short, 30-40 yards. So we'll see, you know, that I think they've done the off mostly, but there's clearly some fish here, and hopefully once it sort of quietens down throughout the night, they should drift back into this area again for tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see. I'm confident, not too confident, but you know, I'll see what tomorrow brings. If I have to move, I'll have a move, you know, simple as that. But until then, we'll see what the darkness brings. So uneventful last night, sort of kind of as I expected. You know, I wasn't, like I said last night, I wasn't overly confident. And the fish I did see was sort of directly opposite me, not too far away from me in realistic terms, but out of my water, in front of my mate Ben. He dropped in opposite me, and he caught one this morning, or last night, sorry, off the bottom, little stocky. And basically this morning when I got up at about 4 o'clock. Did see a couple of fish in front of me, but the majority of what I saw was over here where I am now. I was seeing quite a lot of bubbling, that sort of thing, and a few shows. Basically, as the day's gone on, I've watched quite intently, and I started to see small vortexes, that sort of thing. Then I saw a few backs break the surface, so I knew there was fish here. I wasn't seeing that much in front of me at all, really. So I thought, you know, so it's not that far removed. So I basically moved around the other side of the lake, shot up the tree as soon as I got into the swim, and immediately saw about 20, 30 fish, something like that. So when you think there's only 60 in here, quite a lot of them are in front of where I am at the minute. I've got 2 zigs out there because the fish are right on the surface, and yeah, it's looking good. Oh, there you go. Orange one's just stuck his back out. There's a couple of koi in here. Don't know if you'd have seen that, but he's just poked his back out. So yeah, I'm on fish, and as long as they're here, I'll be here as well. Hopefully I'll catch one. Well, I'm pleased to say I've had a bite. Unfortunately, no, it's a fish I've had. It's the 5th time I've had it now. It's one of the biggest ones in here. Yeah, I've had him 5 times, so I'm not going to bother holding him up for a bit to camera or anything like the little ones. But I'm going to get him on the bank, just quickly weigh him. I'll take a couple of pictures just so you can see him. For those who haven't seen him, should be sort of 31 pounds, something like that, I'd guess. But yeah, I'll get him out, take a couple of pictures, and then you can see him later on. Well, I ended up moving after I put the fish back, which weighed, is basically 30 pounds on the nose, that fish. So it had a spawn. One of the first ones I've caught that's sort of definitely a female, and definitely spawned. So that's interesting. A lot of the females have been coming out quite plump still, so good news on that front really. It's good they've had a spawn. Basically I moved yesterday about an hour after I had that fish. I've been struggling to get night bites, and I want to be getting night bites, so I sort of moved into a swim where I have had bites at night from, because I see a fish show on one of the spots I do fish and do catch on during the night. So moved round here, put two zigs out to start with, and then switched it over so that I had one on the bottom and one on a zig. And the fish on dark, they went absolutely bonkers up the other end of the lake. You know, and I was, if it wasn't for the fact I was pretty confident still of catching one, I would definitely have moved. You know, they really did go mad. I didn't see anything massive show up the other end, but with the amount of fish showing there, it wouldn't surprise me if there were bigger fish up there for sure. But yeah, it was sort of nice and flat calm last night, same as this morning really. Had a bit of rain throughout the night. I was trying to sleep under stars, but I got woken up with rain on my head. And then I caught a tench at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I've not had a very good night's sleep. You can probably see me scratching. I've been bitten so badly by mosquitoes, and I'm allergic to them as well, so I'm in a world of pain. I ain't slept very well. I didn't catch nothing last night, so never mind. It's a lovely day. But yeah, I've got about 3 minutes. I'm going to crank this rod in. It's the only rod I've got left out. And I'm off to Walthamstow today with Mark Bryant, so that'll be fun. Till next time, adios.